I think he invited strippers over to his hotel.
So it was like a personal, like BYOS, like a personal little strip party.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But hey, what? He gets to play. Thank you for doing that.
It was after a loss too. That's nuts.
Here's a $40,000 fine, and actually, you get to start again.
God, man, Dwayne Haskins is a piece of work. I don't know what Washington's going to do next year, but he is not the answer. Anyways, welcome on into Fantasy Intervention. We are live. We are live for the Starter Sits Championship Week, and we got an injury report coming at you, but it's not going to be by Adam because unfortunately, Adam neglected to tell us that he was traveling. Jerk.
Thanks, Adam.
But it's all good because we got Steffi here and she runs our injury report for Tuesday night. So no worries. We will be hitting that. But let's go ahead and get this episode started. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
This is Fantasy Intervention. Now here to intervene with your fantasy life, Chase Vernon.
Oh, yes. We are here to do the starters. So I am so excited for this one, as I know you are as well. Please get those starter sit questions in because we will be rolling on them. We will be crushing them.
Rolling.
Check us out over there at youtube.com/fantasy intervention. And before we actually get started on these starter sit questions for championship week, we have an injury report to go over, right, Steph?
Yes, we do. So let's get it started. It's not too bad this week. There's some people that are going to take a hit, but everything is kind of good news, which is nice because usually on Tuesday I'm like, have to be give you all this miserable news, but today it's not that bad. Starting with Tyreek Hill, he was questionable, but now they're having him as active. He's still a number one wide receiver against this Atlanta's 31st pass defense. He's definitely someone that you're playing no matter what. I wouldn't worry about that injury. Keenan Allen, a hamstring. That's one that I didn't see quite yet, but he is supposed to be playing. But the one thing to watch out for is this could be like last week where he's in more as a decoy and then he's not giving you the production that you want. Like I told everyone last week not to play him, but no one listens to me. They listen to everyone else. So I wouldn't play Keenan Allen. You do look like a boss, Chase.
I'll take it.
And then Allen Robinson, he's cleared. He'll be in. He's another one that had a hamstring injury. He's still a high-end wide receiver one. I would still play him. I mean, Mooney probably has a chance at flex to maybe do well, but someone said Smalls looks sober. I am not as sober as you think. I'm just being serious because Adam didn't do. So yeah, Allen Robinson, he's cleared. I wouldn't worry about anything there. Marquise Brown, he had a knee injury. He was actually full practice on Friday, and they're saying that he's a go-ahead for the game against the Giants. And who do we have? Alex Smith. So Alex Smith is actually declared out. So somehow, by the will of God, Haskins will be playing despite his strip club rendezvous. He's still going to be the starter this week, which is absolutely crazy. But also, what?
I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense. Oh my God. Let's see. Also over there at Washington, McLaurin, he has an ankle injury. He's doubtful. I haven't seen an update on him quite yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's out.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure there's really no way. Gibson, they keep saying he's questionable. They haven't declared him. He's supposed to play. I would be careful with him. I'm still a little weary of that toe turf toe. that was one of my worst ones. Okay. Julio Jones is out. Whatever.
Okay.
It shouldn't
That
be.
works.
Yeah, I
think the biggest one is the Allen Robinson one. With the hamstring there, he did play last week.
Yeah.
It's something as to where I'm not really nervous playing him this week. So if you have Allen Robinson, roll him out. But we do have some starter sit questions to go over. We have some stuff we got to discuss. So let's go ahead and kick this show off with the starter sit questions so we can get your championship questions answered. So first off, we have Keenan Allen, McKissic, Henderson, or Antonio Gibson over there, 0.5 PPR. Who are we going with? I really like Henderson this week.
Me too. I was going to say that.
This is something as to where, we don't have to worry about, Cam Akers coming in. And last time the Seahawks played the Rams, we're talking about 3 total touchdowns to the running back. Malcolm Brown got 2, Henderson got 1. Either way, Henderson since then has taken over more of a role, although Cam Akers kind of, took that from him. But with Cam Akers out, I think that Henderson is almost like not a lock, but pretty close to a top-end flex play.
Yeah. I would go Henderson, McKissic, though. Is that what you said?
No, I just said Henderson. Was it pick 2?
Oh, sorry. Was it pick 2 or just 1? Okay, fine. Henderson. Sorry. These questions, I never know. I feel like I'm so used to seeing the polls on Twitter, and it's like...
So we got Jeff Wilson over here, right, from Facebook user. By the way, you have to go get authorized to have your face up there if you guys want your face to appear on this segment. Anyways, Jeff Wilson killed Facebook user, and Hunter Henry's out. I now have the Watson-Akins long shot stack. Do I roll with them or play Hurts? I now feel I need the upside up against Cowboys for the chip. Now, you're still talking about, upside with the Bengals, right? Because the Bengals are up against Houston Texans, and the Bengals are pretty much just as bad as the Cowboys are. I mean, it's debatable, but still, we're sitting there looking at a Pittsburgh Steelers team that just couldn't put things together, and I think it made the Bengals look a lot better than they actually are. So it's something as to where I think that this could be the highest scoring game of the weekend when it comes to the Texans with the Bengals. I'm going to go Watson. I'm going Watson over Hurts, no question. Play your studs. It's championship week, baby. I know Hurts look good, but I'm playing Watson. He's been helping you out the entire season. Just stick with him.
Yeah, I agree. And also be cautious with Hurts too. This is still a guy that came in. He might be still on that adrenaline rush, so we could very easily see him start seeing a little bit of a lower production. Yeah,
and not only that is the fact that teams could also start to figure him out. Now, I doubt the Cowboys do that. And I'm not saying sit Hurts by any stretch of the imagination. But, these guys that are, just coming in, we see these pops and then all of a sudden teams can figure them out. So I'd rather go with the known, factor with Watson over there.
I feel that.
All right. Allen is out, right? Most likely. Have available Todd Johnson, Mike Williams, Gibson, and Lockett. This is tough, man. Lockett didn't produce last time they went up, and the Rams' defense is real. I am seriously considering benching Lockett in more than one lineup. I don't even know if he's a flex play. He's outside my top 2 or my wide receiver 2s and potentially my wide receiver 3s.
Right.
It's not that I hate Lockett. I just hate the matchup. This is brutal.
I hate him.
And Tyron Johnson, every time that he's out there, I hate him. Every time he's out there, right, he ends up Tyron Johnson, he ends up commanding targets. He didn't see up until 2 weeks ago, he didn't see more than 18 snaps in the game. And yet he had at least 50 yards in 5 out of the 9 games that he played where he only saw 18 or less snaps. So I like it moving forward, man. I'm a Tyron Johnson fan.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't hate Mike Williams this week, but I do hate Gibson this week. I know everyone is very high on Gibson, but I think everyone is going to be very disappointed when they play him, and he ends up not doing as well as they wanted. So I agree with you. I think I would go Johnson, but I also I'm partial kind of to Williams.
Yeah, I mean, man, Mike Williams is still a great play. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that Denver secondary is all sorts of torn up.
Right. I actually would go Williams. I'm going to stick with my gut.
We have Williams over Tyron Johnson?
Yeah.
It makes sense. I don't hate it. I'm just a little bit concerned with Mike Williams and how he's always banged up and how he's very spotty. But
yeah,
I understand completely going with Williams. All right. Half-point PPR. By the way, everybody get those start sit questions in. Roll them in, please. We need to answer some questions this morning. So, half-point PPR. Need one running back, one flex. We've got Gibson. We've got Carson. We've got David Johnson. We got Robert Woods. Now, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm probably going to pick David Johnson as my running back up against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. All it takes is a touchdown, 50 yards, and he at least returns value for you. Meanwhile, we don't know what Gibson's snap count's going to be like. And Chris Carson up against that St. Louis defense. That Los Angeles Rams defense is absolutely brutal. So I'm sitting there thinking that Chris Carson is an automatic bench for this one, although I love Chris Carson. Like, I don't want to sit Chris Carson.
I do not love Chris Carson.
I hate the matchup once again.
Yeah, I think I would go Johnson as well because I agree with you with Carson. Again, I'm a huge Gibson hater this week if you follow me on Twitter. And then, Woods, I'm not feeling that one. So I think Johnson is the way to go here. Oh, he needs one RB and one flex, huh?
Yeah, and I think the other flex, the automatic answer is going to be, lock for Robert Woods, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't hate Gibson as much as she does.
No.
I just like the situation for David Johnson more.
I just think that a lot of people think that Gibson is going to come back and have this very high productive day and score all these points for you. And I just don't know that that's what's going to happen. He still is going to get, I'm not saying he's going to get no points and get pulled out in the second quarter, but I just don't think it's going to be as productive of a day as everyone thinks.
Well, you don't think he's going to have 3 touchdowns like he did on Thanksgiving?
Definitely not. And with Haskins, the chance is lower.
They might just hand the ball off 100 times and not even let Haskins throw it. Like, that's his penalty. That's his fault. All right, so, yeah, I'm going to go lock David Johnson, Robert Woods. It's not even a question for me.
Yep, I agree.
All right, Chris Carson and Jonathan Taylor. All right, so here's the deal. Ever since Bud Dupree went out for the Steelers are allowing, I believe it's something close to 20 more yards per game to the running back position. And they're also allowing a higher percentage of touchdowns, like significantly higher percent of touchdowns. Bud Dupree was there to set the edge. And this is something as to where Jonathan Taylor is on a little bit of a hot streak. And I really like Jonathan Taylor up against the Steelers, although it doesn't look good. Like when you see that little red number 1 next to it, for teams up against the running back or whatever their number is, it doesn't look good when you see Jonathan Taylor. But I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be a lock flex for me this week.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I like Jonathan Taylor this week. Chris Carson is debatable. So between these two, definitely.
I'll take that. All right, Watson or Herbert? This one's a lot closer for me. This is something, God, man, how do you have both these guys? But I guess that's how you made your championship week. So my issue is who is, Watson going to throw to essentially, and are the Cincinnati Bengals for real? We already talked about it. Like, first off, the Cincinnati Bengals stopped the Pittsburgh Steelers, who average depth of target is something like 4 yards. Like, that's insane, first off. Like, how do they throw it 4 yards? And I know that they use their passing game as kind of like a running game, very similar to the way that Andy Reid did back with the Eagles. But this is something as to where that's not what the identity for the Texans is. Like, they don't pass it 4 yards, I don't think, ever.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't think that Watson is capable of throwing a 4-yard pass. We talk about the red zone usage for the running backs, whatnot. Watson would rather just run it if he's going to gain 4 yards rather than pass it to a guy and let them make the play. So this is something where the Cincinnati Bengals, they allow a significant amount of explosive pass plays, which are plays over 20 yards. I think that Watson is going to crush the Bengals this week. However, I still like Herbert. I think that Herbert's still a good play up against Denver, but I'm going to go with Watson on this one.
I don't like Herbert this week, but I also never like Herbert. He's always like the last one I pick, but I like Watson this week. I think he has a great matchup. I think that you'll see him have an awesome game. So I would go Watson 100%.
I'll take that. Now, this next one hits me right in the soul because I have James Conner in my championship week in one of my leagues, and I had James Robinson. He was, questionable week, and then he ends up getting ruled out. So now I have James Conner, or I think it might be like Tyron Johnson or something. No, it's Marvin Hall. But anyways, for this user, they have Conner or Henderson. And like I said, I actually like Henderson this week. I know I have not liked running backs up against Seattle because they have been very stout. However, they are not good up against running backs in the red zone. They allow a ton of touchdowns. And this is something as to where we saw 3 touchdowns by the running backs for the Rams last time they played. So I'm actually going to go Henderson this one because guess what? DeForest Buckner's back for the Colts, and we can see them returning to form up against the run, which they have not been as of late. So which one are you going to roll with for the running back position over here?
I'm also doing Henderson. I think Connor this week is just not going to be the way to go.
Just makes me nervous. Like,
championship
week, rolling them out.
And they can't really run well. Yeah.
They haven't been able to do anything, really.
They can't do anything.
The Steelers just the offense play calling has been absolutely horrendous. All right, I'm sure we're going to lose some listeners for that.
Okay, I need to drink it all because I feel like I'm not awake. Okay.
No, we don't do coffee. We do White Claws.
What's coffee?
I don't know. Ask Taylor, old man Taylor over there. All right, so Gage, Ty Johnson, or Myers. Which one are we rolling with here? Jacob Myers sketches me out. Gage has a little bit of an easier lineup content, but
he sketches you out.
He does, man. Like it's more Cam Newton
sketching people out.
It's more so Cam Newton, but either way, that's a sketchy play. I like Ty Johnson, although I don't hate Russell Gage, but the Chiefs are really tough to pass against.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Ty Johnson.
I kind of don't hate Gage this week.
I kind of don't hate him.
I don't think he's a bad between Gage and Ty Johnson. I don't know that there's gonna be a huge point difference, but it's probably safer to go Johnson. But Gage could be someone that does very well, so I'd go Johnson. That's fine. I'll allow it.
I just think that he gets too much attention whenever he's on the field. Like he garners, like Herbert looks his way just constantly. It's a good matchup for him on the outside. I like Ty Johnson a lot.
For sure.
Callahan, I don't know if he's in or not, but either way, I'm going Ty Johnson. All right, so this one, yes, Marvin Hall does play for the Browns, and I'm actually dealing with I talked about an issue with James Conner. So this is kind of funny. These questions are back to back because I had to figure between Conner and Marvin Hall, and one of the things that I was like kind of trying to figure out is if Marvin Hall is going to have that Richie James type game. I mean, we thought with, the 49ers, they were just going to run the ball the entire time, and then they come out firing, and Richie James ends up having the game of his career, most likely. So is Marvin Hall going to have the game of his career playing for the Browns coming in, although it might be run heavy, if they end up having to pass? Is this a situation where Marvin Hall could actually beat out Juju for PPR?
Definitely.
God, definitely. Really?
Yeah.
I love Juju this week.
I
love Juju this week. Against the Colts?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think after last week, I'm not confident. I wouldn't play Juju. I'm sitting him in one of my leagues, but I get where it is. I mean, are they going to be really passing the ball with the? I don't know. Juju's probably safer, but I think that Marvin probably has a better upside.
Yeah, that's probably true. The issue is more over there is the slot cornerback.
Yeah.
For the Colts. He's actually really good while in coverage, but he struggles once the receivers get the ball in their hands. So if he ends up allowing, receptions to Juju, which is exactly what the Steelers do, Juju can break a few tackles. He can actually get past this guy. And so I think the floor is there for Juju. However, the upside is there for Marvin Hall. So I guess if you're projected to lose, if you're like projected to be down a significant amount, I would actually look to play Marvin Hall. However, if you're projected to win or get close, I'd play Juju personally.
Yeah, I'm doing that in one of my leagues. Like I don't really stand a chance. So I'm just like, oh, maybe for somehow Daniel Jones and Gallman will just have this fucking crazy game and we'll just win. Like it's not going to happen. But what am I going to do? At this point, I just got all creepy. This people, I'm like, it's the game of their career. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, if you played up against Tom Brady, Raheem Mostert, Myles Gaskin, Mike Evans, and Alvin Kamara, then you probably want to go with Marvin Hall.
Yeah, there you go. If you need some magic, that probably won't happen, but might go with Marvin Hall.
Or did I say Raheem Mostert? I meant Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
I think I actually said that I said that on Twitter earlier, by the way. My bad. People know what I meant. All right. Does Henry go off today up against the Packers? Does he keep pace around 120 yards? I believe Henry does. I don't think that Green Bay can stop anybody. I mean, they can get as motivated as they want, but Henry's a whole other person to tackle.
And the Packers are great. No one denies that, but their defense is their Achilles heel. So I think that Henry is just going to run all over these, I want to say mother effers. I'm going to keep preaching.
Oh man, there goes the soberness, Shane.
I need another claw. Okay.
I need another claw. I'd come prepared, obviously.
I usually do. You're showing me up right now.
Oh, what can I say? All right, Claypool or T.Y. Hilton this week? That's very, very interesting. Man, it sketches me out anytime like I sit there and I want to play T.Y. Hilton. Like, so I understand. What's up?
I think Claypool.
Yeah, but T.Y. Hilton, every time I say don't play T.Y. Hilton, he ends up going off. So it's something as to where like the Steelers defense is tough. And I don't know if T.Y. Hilton's going to be able to beat that. I think it's going to be a run-heavy type game. And I think this is going to be probably one of the lowest scoring games on the slate or on the entire weekend. This is a game that I'm fading both teams as often as I can. I like Juju Smith-Schuster. I like Jonathan Taylor. I think that Claypool does have some upside appeal, so I'm going to lean Claypool. But yeah, I mean, I don't really love either one of these guys for this matchup.
I think Claypool could end up getting a lot of targets this week. I don't feel because I don't feel great about Juju. But again, I mean, this is kind of neither of these get me going.
Get you the whop. All right. Whop.
Whop.
Gage, Beasley, or Hilton. I mean, we kind of just said how we feel about Hilton, but I feel like he kind of is moved down to this area. Like, I think Beasley's a lock for this game or for this.
Yeah, for sure.
And then deciding between Gage and Hilton is not easy. I mean, Gage actually probably has a tougher matchup than Hilton does.
Yeah, you could definitely say that 100%. But then also
Are you just making noises now?
No, I'm just like, I was going to say something and then I'm trying to figure out, like, I always wonder, like, when these teams lose, are they going to come back with a vengeance and just, like, kick the other team's butt the next week? It, like, makes me nervous. So I think I would kind of lean Gage and Beasley, but I don't feel great about that. So I think I would go Beasley and Hilton.
I'm going to go Beasley and Hilton on this one.
Yeah.
All right, Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts? Once again, this is something as to where, like, you have Lamar Jackson. First off, Lamar Jackson's looking like he did back in 2019.
But who is he playing?
Probably one of the worst teams in the league.
Okay, but the defense, really? I take offense to that. I'm going to rage.
The New York Giants defense has been very good so far this season, but they're still not very good up against the running back.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh my God. She's literally not going to talk to me for a week now.
No, it's fine.
We have a special guest coming on Tuesday's injury report, and she's not going to show up because I'm taking Lamar Jackson up against the Giants.
Yeah. I'm thinking Jalen Hurts because the Cowboys are so.
Yeah. I can see that. I think you're in a win-win situation. I don't think that either one of these guys will lose you the week. So I'm going to lean Lamar Jackson, but I don't hate you if you go with Jalen Hurts. Meanwhile, she will hate you.
No, I want
Lamar Jackson.
I think Lamar Jackson he's still going to have like the same points as he's pretty consistent the past couple weeks. So he's probably a more solid, because again, you have to worry with Jalen Hurts. He could very easily end up not playing as well. People are going to start figuring him out. He's been playing a couple weeks, so you have to be careful with him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see that 100%. Lamar Jackson, by the way, isn't going to be able to throw. The Giants are too good with that secondary. Bradbury's too good, so I see it being a run-heavy game.
Okay.
Oh my God.
He said something nice about the Giants.
I always say nice stuff not always, but I say nice stuff from time to time.
Yeah, occasionally.
All right, Hunt or Hilton in the flex, half PPR. It's not even close for me, Jack. Not even close.
Hunt.
It's Hunt. You know, the Browns don't have any of the wide receivers. And guess what? Kareem Hunt can play wide receiver. He's actually a very good pass catcher. You could actually see him being the number one wide receiver and actually line up out wide. Probably, I mean, that's what scares me about Marvin Hall. You know, it's the fact that you could see Harrison Bryant, you can see 3 tight end sets the entire game and have Hunt line up as the wide receiver. Could you imagine playing that front and trying to, like stop the run up against 3 tight end sets and Kareem Hunt being the run blocker? Like, that's just scary. What if they end up lining up with 3 tight end sets and throw an extra lineman in there as a tight end and then use Austin Hooper as wide receiver? They're going to run. They could run the ball 40 or 50 times this game. So I'm going Hunt. I think that Hunt is a absolute lock, and I do not like T.Y. Hilton. All right, need one. Flex. Tyron Johnson, Goedert, Mike Davis, Pollard, and Gallman. Is CMC's out, right?
Oh, I've been saying for weeks, he's not coming. You guys are driving me crazy.
Look that up real quick and make sure that that's actually a fact. But I'm going to go ahead and break it down with Pollard. First off, he's got the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense is really tough to run against. Even if you sit there and you have a couple good runs, like you have to fight for those yardage. And typically with the running backs up against the Eagles, they kind of wear down as the game goes on. I believe there's only been a couple who have actually gained momentum versus losing momentum. One of them was an Antonio Gibson. I don't remember the other one. But yeah, Pollard is somebody that I am actually going to be fading in a lot of cases this week. And I mean, if you have to start Pollard at the back end of your flex, I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it. As for Goedert, I like his situation a lot more than Pollard's. I mean, Dallas Cowboys haven't been great up against the tight end this year, so I kind of like it. I feel it. Meanwhile, I love Tyron Johnson. Wayne Gallman up against the Ravens. Yeah, he can get you a solid floor. I might not love his upside necessarily unless he can pound the rock in 2 goal line carries, which, by the way, is very possible. But they might use Alfred Morris for that step.
I love his upside.
Oh, God.
Okay.
But what about Alfred Morris?
I feel bad that I was ever so mean about Alfred Morris. I will take him over Freeman. Get rid of Freeman. Let's keep old man Morris. Let's pay him $5 a month and give him lunch and just keep him here.
As long as he can have his old car, his old, what was it, a Honda, like from 1985 or something like that.
Well, he's from the old days. He's
an old. That old.
I know. He was like he was definitely out of the. Why so loud? He was definitely out of the league. Wasn't he out for a couple years or no?
He's in and out. Like he just disappears, and then some team signs him halfway through the year, and he has like 5 touchdowns.
And then he's like Pro Bowl.
So what did you find out about CMC?
Okay, so CMC, this actually helps me pick who I would choose. It looks like he's not expected to play, as I've been telling you guys for literally 5 weeks that it's not happening. And I wish that you guys would just believe me and stop messaging me about it. He's not playing. So I would pick Davis, actually. I like Davis.
Against the Washington football team and that defense?
I think the Washington football team is going to just this week.
Whatever.
They're okay. I don't know. I guess
honestly, it's just a tough team to run against. Very similar to the Eagles.
You're making me think that I should be saying Johnson. So fine.
I mean, or Gallman.
I mean, yeah. None of them are. I think it's all except for Pollard. I don't like Pollard at all this week. I think that with Zeke is someone we didn't. Did I talk about Zeke? No, probably not. Sorry, guys. He's definitely playing. So. I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to force the targets to Zeke, and it's going to take away from him. So
shared backfield.
So I would go Johnson or Gallman. Fine.
I got it. Makes sense too, but I'm going to go Johnson on the last one. All right, Greg Ward or T.Y. Hilton. God, these T.Y. Hilton, these are brutal, people.
It's horrible.
But I mean, Greg Ward's been seeing the snaps as of late, I believe. So, oh man, that is tough. I'm going to go T.Y. Hilton.
No answer.
Even up against Dallas, I think.
I don't know. I kind of Ward. I don't think either of these guys are going to do fantastic this week. So Hilton probably, given his matchup, Ward has been whatever to me. So
yeah, I mean, he had 4 or 5 receptions for 15 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. He's not going to have 2 touchdowns again, most likely. The week before that, 2 receptions for 20 yards. Week before that, 3 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown. And that's his second best week of the season. So if you're hoping for 14.4 fantasy points as an upside, or third best week of the season, sure, like you can go for that. But I think that T.Y. Hilton, his floor is probably close to 8 to 10 points. Meanwhile, his upside is closer to 20. I'm going to go with T.Y. Hilton.
Wow.
That was tough.
If Adam was here, he would definitely pick Ward, though.
Probably.
Just to be a jerk.
All right, full PPR, start 3 out of Claypool, Gage, Metcalf, Higgins, Ngwale. Oh, Jonnu Smith. Oh, 2 points per reception, so it's a tight end bonus this week. Ooh, that makes things interesting because the Titans have the Packers, and you can't really pass to the wide receivers up against the Packers. I think that the play action fake could be set up with how many times Derrick Henry runs, but you have to be willing to say, hey, Jonnu Smith might only see like 2 targets the entire game if he even sees 1. Meanwhile, his upside is through the roof with his efficiency. So Jonnu Smith is completely dependent on efficiency because if he sees 6 receptions, you're already talking about 12 fantasy points right there. If he he takes those 6 receptions for 60 yards, 18 fantasy points. If he gets in the end zone, 24 fantasy points. I mean, and that's a game that Jonnu Smith did, in his sleep back in the beginning of the season. So if you need upside, Jonnu Smith is absolutely a lock here. 100%. I'm guessing you mean T. Higgins because Rashad Higgins is out. That's a little interesting just because of the fact they have the Texans and it's very leaky secondary. I think that T. Higgins could end up having a big-time game here. But once again, you're talking about a very limited floor. Or very, low floor. Meanwhile, Metcalf up against the Rams, I don't love. I think that Russell Wilson's going to try and get in the ball. But honestly, like that defense, Jalen Ramsey, he's been killer. Gage has a tough matchup. Claypool has a tough matchup. And Ngumbawale, I mean, I know like he's going to sit there and he's going to crush it, but what, are you just impressed that I said his name right?
It really rolled off the tongue. I'm getting another claw. Listen, everyone listen to Chase.
It took me a while to actually, be able to say his name correctly, but I practice these names like Akwe Bunum on a regular basis. So Ngumbawale is something that I wish I could, feel confident in playing him. I think that he's going to be the starter, and I loved Ngumbawale. I drafted him in the Scott Fish Bowl. That's how much I love Ngumbawale. But it's something that's where I can't sit there and vouch from this week. So Jonnu Smith is going to be a lock for upside with me, and I like Higgins. Meanwhile, Ngumbawale probably has a safer floor, I guess. Yeah, those are going to be my 3. That's tough, though. Oh, I went Higgins, Jonnu Smith, and Ngumbawale.
Okay, I'm going to go Higgins, Jonnu Smith, and I think I like Claypool again. And I know you're not going to like that, but it's okay.
No, I don't hate it. This is tough. I think that Higgins and Jonnu Smith, like, it's championship week. Let's go after it. Let's go get it.
At this point, you're either like winning or you're losing. So you better just balls to the walls and just do it.
All right. So Evan Ingram is pretty much going to have to jack off an elephant before we get, he gets rolling this game. Right? Using the Stickum, the replacement reference.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
He's like, I think it's really sweet that we keep doing this. Like, I kind of adore it as a Giants fan, but please stop playing Ingram. Like, please stop.
I like Ingram. He actually produces okay. What is he on the year? He's got to be a top 10 tight end on the year.
Yeah, on paper, he's had one touchdown, one rushing. He's had 2 touchdowns, and he only has. Guess how many yards he has?
670.
523.
Oh wow! I'm actually kind of shocked at that.
Yeah, it's shocking because he's a Pro Bowler and he did not deserve it.
That's wow. Okay, that kind of changes things for me a little bit, but I mean, you got the Cowboys.
Not perform as well as just because he's getting targets. Yeah, he's the most targeted person on
the team. He's also dropping the ball.
He literally can't keep the ball in his freaking hands.
Well, it's just really funny because both Eric Ebron and him are in competition to have the most drops in the season and probably the most drops in a tight end's career outside of maybe Kellen Winslow, which I have to go look up again.
And the thing is, with the way Daniel Jones is playing, they probably will try to throw the ball. Now, what? I'm being honest. Know your team. I probably Ebron. I don't know. Ebron.
I'm going to go Evan Ingram on that, but I mean, they're both pretty much the same player, just playing in the same, different teams.
Just different uniforms.
All right, Ebron or Parham? I actually love Parham so much. Like, I love Parham. I'm a huge fan. With that being said, I hope that the Chargers draft Kyle Pitts, but I'm a huge fan of Parham. I think that he can be very successful in this league. With Hunter Henry being out, that makes things very intriguing, especially with his ability to go up and get the ball. My concern is the fact that the Chargers really have not been using him as they should have. So do we sit here and do we trust Parham up against the Broncos? And honestly, I think that you kind of have to. The Broncos secondary isn't very big, tall-wise, like doesn't have a ton of height. And I think that Parham could come down with 2 touchdowns this week. Meanwhile, we already talked about Evan Ingram and his inability to produce yards, to produce touchdowns. Ebron. I'm sorry. Either way, Eric Ebron. Oh, it's by the way, it's Troy. My bad.
I know. I was saying hi, Troy. I just opened a claw for you. Okay.
I'm going to go with Parham on this one for the upside, but Ebron has a better floor, Troy. So if you sit there and you're projected to get close in points, I would go with Ebron. But if you need that upside, man, I'm telling you, like Parham has that 2 touchdown upside, especially with Keenan Allen and the injuries that he's seen, Mike Williams and the injuries that he's seen. I know that we haven't necessarily seen that result in production, but Parham could have that huge upside this week.
I don't really agree. I think that I would do Ebron. I don't see you like him, huh? Parham.
I've been following him since the XFL, so he was the best tight end. Yeah, of course. That's what I do with players. I stalk them. That's how I know about them. I'm a stalker.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I'm doing Ebron, though. I think it's way safer. I think you could have a really crap outcome from Parham.
Oh, you definitely could. You definitely could.
Really not safe.
It's
like
condom.
It's like just not a good idea.
All right, Zeke or Gibson this week.
That was this question.
I was about to say, not only is this two NFC East rivalries, Steffi's going to absolutely just melt right now, and I think she's probably going to refuse to answer it.
I saw it pop up, and I was like, please, Chase, just give them.
It's Gibson.
Oh, I don't think so.
You're going to go Zeke. We are disagreeing like crazy this morning.
I don't know. Hold on. I don't see. The problem is Zeke's injury is safer than Gibson's. Gibson has a higher risk of really, like, if he even runs the wrong way or runs too hard, this guy is coming out for the rest of the game. But also with Zeke, I think they will try to force Zeke the ball. That's kind of what they do when Zeke's on the field. Even when he's not doing great, they just force it until he does something. It's the Eagles, though. So Gibson's matchup is probably safer. So I think Gibson is the safer option. I want to literally vomit in my mouth.
So you're going to go Gibson.
Fine. I hate them both.
I'm going to put that up on Twitter that you just picked Gibson.
Please don't tell anyone ever that you did that. Everyone shut up.
All right, Tannehill or Hurts. I think this is kind of where Hurts lands for me. I think he actually lands ahead of Tannehill.
What?
I mean, Tannehill had Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers are not easy to pass on. That secondary is really good. So I know that they've had times where they've let the secondary down. I mean, they've let teams, I guess, pass up against them, but yeah. I think that Tannehill might pass it all of 20 times this game. Meanwhile, Hurts has that upside that we talked about, against the Cowboys. So this is where Tannehill falls for me. They're probably back to back in my rankings. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Hurts on this one.
Yeah, I think that in this one, Tannehill is probably safer because Hurts has that risk of maybe not performing the way that we would expect. But I would play Hurts if it was my lineup. I'm gonna
whatever you say, sugar tits.
I'm gonna sneeze. It's not coming out. Okay, that's what she said.
It's not coming out. It's stuck. Oh man, Marquise Brown or Kiki Couttsy? Marquise Brown should see a lot of Bradbury in this contest, I'm guessing. So I don't
kind of. So I just wouldn't do that. It's just about
the biggest disappointment on the entire year for me.
Yeah, I don't think he should be called Hollywood Brown. There's nothing Hollywood about this guy. Get over it. I get he's from Hollywood, Florida, and I think that's so cute. But let's not act like he's a star.
Well, he also, don't forget, has struggled with poor quarterback play through the beginning of the season, and Lamar Jackson's been better as of late.
It's so sad.
I'm going Kiki Couttsy. I think this game's going to be a shootout, and I think it's the highest scoring game on the slate when we talk about the Bengals versus the Texans.
Of course, you have to. Always, guys.
Chuck Hughes. Is that how you say it? Chucky Hughes or Chuck Hughes?
I don't know how to say it exactly. You're the one that can pronounce all the names. So
Snow game in Green Bay, too. Jonnu needs touchdowns within 3 targets he's going to get. That is very, very true when it comes to Jonnu Smith with what we talked about. He's going to upside. Like, this is not a passing game, but I'm looking more so into the fact that Jonnu is going to get a lot of these play action fakes and a lot of these shorter attempts. I think that they're going to shut down the receivers on the outside. I don't see a huge game out of Corey Davis this week. And AJ Brown, for me, he could have a game, but he's going to need to have some of these breakaway runs, these breakaway receptions. So I think that Jonnu Smith is going to see a lot of these short targets off the play action fake. I think that Jonnu Smith could absolutely have a huge game. Meanwhile, he could also leave you a 0. I don't know what this means when she says she's marinating herself.
You literally skipped the comment before just to put marinating.
Yes, I did.
Are you kidding, Jace? What is that? I'm just marinating myself.
Normally that means you sit in some wet sauce, so I don't know.
I know. I'm just, I'm scared. This is a scary game, but I looked them over, and I'm pretty good at calling the trap games. And this is there's only 2 possible trap games on the schedule: the Falcons game and the Giants game. So I'm a little nervous because it could be us.
Okay. I can see. I don't know if the Falcons one really bugs me as much, but I can see it.
Everyone for like months.
All right, so let's go with 2, DJ Moore, Crowder, T. Higgins. Leaning Crowder and Moore. I think that Moore is actually not a play. I love DJ Moore. I have DJ Moore as my wide receiver, I believe, 4 in Dynasty. Like, I love DJ Moore. But this Washington, like, front 4, they are getting pressure on the quarterback constantly, and they're not even blitzing, like, all the time. They're blitzing a good amount, but they're not blitzing all the time. It's allowing more dropbacks in coverage. And all we've seen is the fact that when teams put 2 guys on DJ Moore's not been an option. So I think that's what Washington does this week. I mean, while it should open up some targets underneath to an extent, but I mean, this is a tough defense to play against no matter who they face. I'm actually going to fade DJ Moore this week, and I'm going to go with Crowder and T. Higgins because T. Higgins has a tremendous upside. Once again, I'll bring it up again that the Cincinnati Bengals and the Texans game should be the highest scoring game on the slate. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. Maybe we should go back and record that. But
I'm definitely going to count how many times you said it. It was already too many.
Meanwhile, Crowder, it's going to be a game where I think that the Jets are going to get just slammed right off the bat. So Crowder for me is a must play because I think he's going to be involved in the passing game.
Yeah.
And I actually had a conversation about how Sam Darnold's a play this week too.
I hate this question. I like Higgins. I'm a big Higgins chick, so I would definitely play Higgins. But I'm kind of torn between Moore and Crowder.
It's full PPR too.
Yeah. Who is Moore against again?
Washington.
Yeah, no. I would go Crowder.
Yeah. TJ Hushmanzada is the most elite name. Yeah, but that one was too easy because that's been on TV forever. TJ Hushmanzada.
I'm not even going to try. I need way more claws to even attempt that one.
Are you too young to know TJ Hushmanzada?
Aren't I older than you?
Yeah, but I've been watching football since I was like 5. So
me too. Since I was in the womb because my mom watches it. So
am I sitting DK? This question, so I don't hate it if you decide to sit DK. They're going to try and force feed him the ball a couple times, but Jalen Ramsey's doing an excellent job. The thing that Jalen Ramsey's terrible at, though, is the double moves. And DK Metcalf's just not quick enough to perform these double moves. What I'm going to be looking at is to see if they move DK into the slot a couple times and have him run wheel routes, because that's typically where Jalen Ramsey will not travel to. And if they can get him in a couple wheel routes, maybe he gets to see a couple matchups up against Hill, and he can take advantage of those. But I don't blame you for sitting DK this week. I don't hate it.
Yeah. So I think that Ramsey is kind of a player like Bradbury where he can really control someone when that's the guy that he is trying to cover. I think that DK, there's only a few teams that have shut down DK. It's been Arizona, the Rams, the Giants did a pretty good job. This could be a week where you see, again, him just not do as well. So I don't hate sitting him. I actually, as you were saying that, I'm like pulling up my lineup, like maybe I should take him out, actually.
It just depends on what you have. Like, I'm not saying go sit DK Metcalf, but I'm also not saying don't sit DK Metcalf.
Definitely situational. It totally depends on who you be replacing him with. But if you're trying to, like, if it's a situation where you're already getting annihilated, then you want to get a little creative in there and throw someone in over DK, it's not a bad idea.
I like it. So this one for me, I would have chosen Lamar hands down over Herbert if it wasn't points per target. But points per target matter. So it really depends on how many points per target. If it's a full point per target, I'm going Herbert. It's not even a question. If it's like 0.1 points per target or 0.2 points per target, I might still lean Lamar. So I think where the cutoff would be like 0.5, where I would consider them almost dead even to an extent. But
yeah.
If it's a full point per target, it's not even a question for me. I'm going Herbert.
Yeah, I agree with that. As long as that's a scenario, as long as it's full, then I would go Herbert. And that's like the only time you will literally ever hear me say go Herbert.
You're welcome, Dan, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know.
Dan.
No problem, Dan. No problem. All right. I don't know what this question was pertaining to, but I'm pretty sure we.
That means, never mind. I'm so annoying.
All right, Carson or Eckler. Once again, this is not a question for me. I'm going Eckler.
Yeah.
Up against Denver. It's not close. Oh man, we got a lot of questions. What time is it?
Let's go.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have to pound through these.
go through these.
We're gonna hammer them out. All right.
Let's do it.
Marquise Brown.
Hammer time.
Hammer time. Marquise Brown, Kiki Kuti. I think we talked about this. Kiki Kuti. Yep. Pro Bowl. Oh, I think that was to your Evan Ingram questions.
Yeah, for sure. He stinks.
Hey, Taylor, I don't know if you were here earlier, but we actually brought you up. Bringing up about the old man stuff. Go follow Taylor on Twitter, guys.
And follow us.
Oh, yeah. Go follow us.
At Join Our Circle _
At Join Our Circle _ and then FF _ intervention, along with Steffi Smalls with 3 L's.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Yes. Oh, my God. Laker is. That's crazy. All right. Cheers. Cheers. I don't know what that was pertaining to.
We don't know.
Long story short, I had his name is Ryan. Long story short, he had to buy this Twitter. All right, Mike Williams or Tyron Johnson?
What? Real deal? Hey.
This was something we disagreed with earlier. I took Tyron Johnson. You took Mike Williams.
I took Williams, but Chase is smarter than me, so.
Not always.
Yeah.
I also live on that ledge a little, or the edge a little bit. So.
I'm on the edge.
All right, Mooney, Lazard, Ty Johnson, Hall, or Hardman. Crappy options. That's all that I got.
I don't think it's that crappy.
I kind of like his options, to be honest.
I think do you want to do a trade now? It's fine. I'm
gonna fade Hardman just because he's too iffy. He could have a great game, but even if he does have a great game, it's still it doesn't have the upside that these other guys have, and it has a lower floor than all these guys have, in my opinion. So this is something else where I like Hall, but he's boom or bust. So if you need upside, go Hall. If you need floor, scratch Hall off your list. I really do like Mooney this week, but he's sketchy as well. Meanwhile, Lazard, I think, has a very safe floor. They're working him back in the lineup. He could see a couple deep shots. I like Lazard. Ty Johnson, I really like Ty Johnson. So Mooney, I think I have to take Mooney off my list. If Allen Robinson was not playing, I would like Mooney more. But I think at this point, I have to take Mooney off my list. I'm going to go Lazard over Ty Johnson, though.
Whew. So every single time that I recommend Lazard, he makes me want to go out and buy a red nose and just be the clown that I am. So I'm not going to recommend him, and then he'll probably do great, which is so annoying. But I kind of like Mooney just for the fact that this Allen Robinson injury is a little sketchy. But I think you'd have to go Ty Johnson, but there might be a little bit more. If you want to get creative, Mooney, I don't know that he's a bad play because Allen Robinson's one of those players that if he gets hurt, if he gets hit in the wrong spot, he might just come out. So
it's a hamstring injury, so he could re-injure that very easily.
Yeah, be careful.
But I don't want to rely on it. It's not like
I would go Johnson 100%. But I just can't say Lazard because every single time I say Lazard, he literally plays so bad.
All right, the Jets defense or the Chargers? No, I'm not playing the Jets even with the injuries to the receivers. It's going to be the Chargers up against Drew Lock, who constantly turns the ball over.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Oh, by the way, Sugar Tits is already 56 shots deep.
Sugar Tits, Sugar Tits.
All right, I do have Kamara, so I'm not too worried, but just wanted to be safe. Sitting Moore is going to kill me. I know, I love Moore, man. I love Moore, but it's something I think you have to do this week up against Washington. TJ, who's your mama instead of who's Manzada? All right, Cooper, how old are you? I am 32. Just turned 32 a week or two ago.
You're 32?
Yeah.
Oh, you are not. I am younger than you.
I know that.
Okay. Well,
I thought you were 22 when I first got you on. All right, Chris Carson or Bell?
Bell.
Drinks on me if I wish. Bell still does not have a good matchup, but I'm taking Bell.
Bell.
Love Herb Daddy. All right, Jalen Hurts or Aaron Rodgers in this matchup? Aaron Rodgers is going to go ham this week. Oh, no, it's a snow game. Oh, I'm glad that somebody brought that up earlier.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts now becomes interesting. Jalen Hurts is in play. Aaron Rodgers can still throw in the snow, don't get me wrong. But we don't know how many plays this team is going to run, first off, because Titans are going to run down the clock constantly unless they get a couple breakaway runs, which the Titans have done. Their efficiency is through the roof. But when we talk about efficiency on the other side, I mean, Aaron Jones could end up taking the rock 10 times for 100 yards pretty easily in this game as well. Aaron Rodgers might not need to throw. I think I might go Jalen Hurts. If you need floor, go Aaron Rodgers. If you need upside, go Jalen Hurts.
I still whatever. This becomes a part of the show where I'm just like, just put it in, put whoever in you feel, whatever your heart tells you.
Whatever your heart tells you. That's not how you win fantasy football, Steph.
It's
your
how
gut.
I win.
You gotta. Your gut has to be into it, not your heart.
Watch. I am doing the most ridiculous stuff in my league that I played someone with Kamara. And if I win, it's going to be so out of control. Okay. Definitely in this scenario, I think we already answered this.
Yeah, we did earlier. Watson, hands down. And you're welcome. So we've related Mooney, Tyron Johnson, and Lazard. Not Hardman. Keep Hardman out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Buckets of Bud Light right now, or start with the Tito's. It depends on what you're drinking the Tito's with. If you're doing screwdrivers or something, that's cool. Bloody Mary, sure. I'm not a big fan of Bloody Marys, but I've made some crazy ones in my life.
Just go for the Tito's. Just go get right to the point and just go for the Tito's.
Yeah, start out. Have a couple Tito's, whatever you decide to do it with. And then you can end up crushing it with the Bud Light later. I normally start out with liquor on the show, but I thought that this being one of our last shit shows, I figured that we can end up, I could roll out the White Claw.
What? Yes. They're even the right flavor, which is so nice. Oh,
I got them just for you.
Yeah.
All right. We got a couple more and then let's get out of here. We got 10 minutes till game time. I'm guessing that's David Johnson or Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. I kind of like Robbie Anderson this week. I think it's interesting.
It's still tough up against Washington. Like I said, I have two really low scoring games of the week. One of them is the football team up against the Panthers, and the other one was the Steelers and the Colts. So I think those are going to be the two lowest scoring games. Robbie Anderson can still easily get a touchdown. And, he's been very safe so far in the year for the most part.
For sure.
But I think that Johnson up against, as long as that's David Johnson, Johnson up against Cincinnati, he could see the end zone twice pretty easily with 80 yards or stuff.
Yeah, I think Johnson's safer, but I think Anderson could be. I don't think it's a bad play.
Yeah, I'll take it. Man, I've been a bartender for a long time.
I've been sick early for a beer.
And it's pretty much does not matter. If you're going to get fucked up, you're going to get fucked up. All right. It has nothing to do with the order you put it in because it's all going to end up in your stomach no matter what. Oh man, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys could all go to youtube.com/fantasy intervention. Once again, that's youtube.com/fantasy intervention. Just hit subscribe for us. It would go a long, long way. These subscriptions help out so much and it helps us, be able to do this for you guys and continue to provide content. We will be doing content in the off season. I have a couple different, things that are actually going on. I have a couple different things that we have in the works for fantasy football. So make sure you guys go check us out, youtube.com/fantasy intervention. You guys can also find us on Twitter at @joinOurCircle_. Big shout out to Fantasy Football Discussion on Facebook. That group is amazing. We just hit 24,000 this week.
Woo!
Oh man. And are we active? It is insane. Like the activity, the activity you guys send our way is absolutely amazing. And I love it. Steffi, where can we find you?
You guys can find me at Steffi Smalls with 3 L's. If you guys haven't heard me say it literally a million times, but make sure you guys follow us on Twitter too. Starting to pump out some good stuff. So
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. We have a surprise coming up, not only this Tuesday for the injury report for Steffi Smalls, but we also have a surprise coming up the following, or not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
You don't need to really tell everyone yet.
I'm going to tell everybody. We have Mama Smalls coming on. We have Mama Smalls coming on our show.
Not my show, though, everyone. Not my show. She's going on another show. But
she's coming on another show without Steffi Smalls. We're going to have Mama Smalls on. And it's going to be absolutely insane. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm giddy right now.
She texts me. She's watching right now. She just put her thing on. Hi, Mom. I love you. So she texted me. She's like, okay, so when's the hair and makeup check? And I'm like, okay, everyone settle down. We need to calm down already. Yeah, she's going to tell it. It's going to be great. She'll probably tell you guys stories about like how I was born and talk about how much she loves Aaron Rodgers tight pants.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I cannot wait. We actually have a huge show set up, and Mike and I and Goedert were sitting here just, oh man, we were going through all the different ideas we have. We're really excited for this. Very excited.
You should calm down. I'm going to lose followers after this.
Oh man, this is going to be amazing. Oh, is Mama Small's going to tell the birth story? We might have to have that actual explained, so people can visualize it as you're talking.
How I stuck my tongue out during the ultrasound. Yeah, we all know, Mom. Thanks for creating me, though, Mom.
And if you guys want to go check out my content, it's ff_intervention. If you guys go check out fantasyintervention.com, you can check out all of our team's content. We have people writing. It's been absolutely insane. And I'm very excited to do this show coming up, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. We're actually going to recognize some of the people that are part of Join Our Circle. So very, very excited. Let's go ahead and get out of here after one last question. Carson or Pollard, what the worst question to probably end on this entire show?
Whatever we say, we're probably going to be wrong.
This is the worst question to end. I'm gonna have to go with Carson on this. I think Carson's like,
they might be sick of Zeke though. I kind of want to say Pollard.
Ugh.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. My gut is telling me to say it.
Oh man. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys this whole entire season, by the way, for being absolutely amazing. And thank you guys for letting us intervene with your fantasy football life. We are out.
See you guys.
Come prop up on Thrive Fantasy this season. Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy show app for player props. They've eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top tier athletes. Choose 10 out of the 20 player props for the NFL options to build your lineup. Use promo code CIRCLE when you sign up today, and you will receive an instant match bonus up to $50 on your first deposit of 20 or more. For those of you who struggle at math, that would mean if you deposit 20, you will get 40, 30 gives you 60, 40 gives you 80, all the way up to that $50, $100 bonus. Again, use promo code CIRCLE to get that bonus. Download Thrive Fantasy on the App Store today or Play Store, or by visiting their website, www.thrivefantasy.com. Sign up and hashtag prop up today.
Later, guys.